and there are men in the box, and it comes for Pablo Hernandez, and Pablo Hernandez scores a goal for Leeds United. Oh, goal, a goal, a goal. Yeboah, on he goes. Oh! Even by his standards, breathtakingly brilliant.
Hang on a minute, here's Howson, can he win it? Yes he can! Leeds United are on their way to Wembley! Johnny Howson again!
And the ball's over Brown, and this is Beckford, he just ran away from him, but he'll still get a strike in and goal! And score at the Stretford end for Leeds United! And it doesn't get any better than that for a Leeds centre-forward.
Good ball, Becchio well placed! Leeds United draw level on aggregate!
Well, the roof has just been lifted off Elland Road. What an incredible noise we are witnessing here.
Well, hello everybody. You're very welcome back to Leeds Bros, and what a massive win that was for Leeds United last night. We do have to apologise. There was no match reaction yesterday after the game. My little lad was in hospital. Thankfully, we've got him home today, and he is on the mend. Probably tell by the state of me and the eyes hanging on my head. Not much sleep over the last 2 days, but Dylan's going to be here. You're going to be my little crutch, Dylan, to support me and you guys in the chat as well. So I'm here to talk about Leeds United. We're here to talk about Leeds United, Dylan. 3-1 win last night against Chelsea. Absolutely unbelievable. By far the best performance of the season we've seen from the Whites, and it certainly put a smile on my face. Dylan, how did you see it?
I just lost of words, as you can hear. I'm trying to deflate from it in a positive way of just how well that we did play. The formation, the setup, the manner, the way we played out from the back, the way if we lost the ball, we were tracking back. It just seemed like that's the Leeds that you want to support. They had that bit between their teeth when we did lose the ball, they were looking to win it back. When we did have the ball, we were looking to play out from the back. It just seemed so compact and everyone was on the same page. So I was just, I'm ecstatic. I know I don't look at lads because I just still can't believe it. It feels like a dream.
It was amazing, Dylan.
It was unbelievable. It really
do you know what? Like, there's a part of me being like, it could have been more. Like, it could have been 3, 4, or 5. Like, the opportunities we had as well. And it was just the ultimate performance, Dylan. And like, I think purely you put it down to the 3-5-2, don't you, Dylan? We seen it against City. Like, it suits every one of these players down to the ground. It suited them again last night. We looked great at the back through midfield with so much emphasis on the game through midfield as well. And then again, going forward, Mecha and Calvert-Lewin are absolutely outstanding up front together. It's just the guess, Dylan, or the question, isn't it, Dylan? Like, why didn't Farke do it earlier? You know, why? Like, we were calling for, I think it was the Burnley preview, Dylan, we were saying at the time to go with the 3-5-2. That's when we were having a lot of the injuries and we got the setback from Willie Nonto. And we spoke about it at the time and we said, go to the 3-5-2. We have the wing backs to do it. We have the personnel to do it. You should have done it a little bit earlier, but look, it definitely suits these style of players, and it proved that last night. Absolutely outstanding performance.
You go back to a certain video that we done, and I did mention, Farke. We've seen it over the last couple of seasons. Farke's the type of person, he doesn't really get off to a strong start. Then he kind of ups the tempo.
Yeah.
But this season it was kind of up and down, up and down. So I think I said in a video, if I'm not mistaken, is it a thing he's waiting? I'm not saying that we needed to lose games. I'm saying that he was concentrating on so much of one formation and one tactic going out there to more or less have fans have a meltdown for him in order.
Because he always says that he doesn't. A couple of times we've heard him saying that he's not like he's not set on like a base formation, but he definitely is, and he has been over his managerial career. And like particularly at Norwich, he always played with the 4-2-3-1. At Leeds, we seen him with the 4-2-3-1. In the Championship, at times we were talking about some games maybe deviating a little bit. We didn't really need the two in midfield at times. That maybe push one further on and stuff like that. And then this year, we obviously seen him change completely to the 4-3-3, and it didn't suit us, Dylan. We haven't got the quality to do that. We obviously came into this division, knowing it was going to be backs against the wall. Who we recruited in the summer, the players we recruited in the summer, of what style of system you have to play, and it just doesn't suit the 4-3-3. So we definitely have a glimmer of hope now, Dylan. I do as well, a glimmer of optimism. Look at Liverpool. It's going to be a big game now on Saturday. They're on a bit of a bumpy road as well. Like, who knows if we could win that game? Who would have thought? You beat Chelsea and Liverpool back to back. Absolutely outstanding. But there's definitely positives to take, Dylan, over the last two. City, I know we lost, but the performance was really good. And last night, we got the result and the performance as well. So just definitely hope there. A lot of optimism around the Leeds fan base now at the minute.
Yeah, and then obviously just touching on the goal scorer, Yacobiol, obviously, it was a great header, don't get me wrong. Obviously, we're going to get into it, but for him as well to come into the team, the money that we spent, and with me included, you included, being wasted on the bench, and where did the money, why did we spend that sort of money on a player that's not playing, and when we have seen him play, especially when in the 2-3-1 or whatever it may be, just looked rocky, didn't look great, didn't look like he was worth what we spent on. And last night, apart from his goal, lads, take the goal away, that's the least of my worries, is defending. He was top tier.
Brilliant, yeah.
He really killed Ambadil as well going into it, a challenge as well, so like, I really like him, and I hope he keeps it going.
Yeah, fantastic. And I only did the video, a day or two before City, basically giving out about the likes of Bial and James Justin and Sebastian Borneo. Not really so much on the players, but more so on the recruitment and the board and Daniel Farke. Like, why aren't we seeing these players? Like, we need rotation. This squad is crying out for it to be rotated. And 2 or 3 days after I make the video, we start rotating the squad. So it's good to see them. And we've got a good, proper look at Bial now, Dylan. We know what he's all about. And he's definitely, he's important to that side and into that back three as well. Let's get into a couple of the comments. Dylan. The comments are flying in here. Stevie Leeds said, told you guys weeks ago, our players are assembled for 3-5-2 formation. If you and I can see that, why can't Farke? He needs to go. One win in weeks changes nothing. He needs replacing. Yeah, look, he's been thrown a lifeline with this win. I'm just happy Leeds United got the 3 points. I'm like, whatever about Farke. As I said in the last video, I just want Leeds United to start putting points on the board. And it'll be the exact same again when the boys go out on Saturday against Liverpool. You just want them to get points on the board.
Yeah.
Danny Rumsey says, smash a like and subscribe. Please do that, guys. If you are new here, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Hope Zach is better. He is, buddy. Thanks very much. He is on the mend. I did get your message last night. Thanks very much to everyone that did message me and wrote on the post now as well. It was fantastic support, so I do really appreciate it. Tony Martin says, evening all, looking forward to this. Cheers, pal. Appreciate it, buddy. Phillips MOT. Hope you're keeping well, Philip. Good to see you in the building. The Chelsea Spice Boys couldn't handle Elland Road last night. We said it weeks ago, didn't we? Chelsea under the lights at Elland Road on Wednesday night, like Leeds would have a real opportunity to do it. And they buckled, didn't they? They buckled under pressure massively. You see Leeds came out with the intensity. Chelsea really didn't get a full hold in the game. Just a blistering start in like 6 minutes in.
I think it was probably 5 or 6 minutes after we scored, where Yacobiol scored the first goal. We seemed to be, they had more possession. They were looking to make a trek going forward. They didn't really do anything. And then in my head, I was kind of saying, is it just that they're poor going forward? Is it poor that they're... But it wasn't, lads. It was Leeds. Like, you go back to, I think it was the West Ham game. We alluded to it, where West Ham were just really, really bad. And, a lot of people were saying Leeds were good, but it was because of West Ham, how poor they were. But Chelsea were actually all right. They just seemed a bit, like us at times, too slow, didn't really want to get up the field as much. Maybe it was Elland Road being so hostile. I don't know what it was, but Leeds soaked up the pressure really, really, really well. The only negative I can kind of say was the lead up to their goal, and I have to kind of put it on Giddy up Gabby. The ball was played to him on the left hand side, and he was getting shut down by 2 players. They win the ball up to up on the counter attack straight away, and they put it in the back of the net. It was a great little chip ball across, obviously to now. But these are the little things that we need to fix. But fine margins. We move on 3 points. I'm not going to be too harsh on the boys. So, but then just the tempo itself, and then we came out and, in the second half after they scored. You immediately assume they're going to get another one. They didn't. Leeds just same thing again, soaked with pressure, kept that intensity through different times in the game. So I'm really pleased. I really am. Really, really pleased.
Yeah, it was fantastic. As I said, look, we'll go back to the start. Obviously, the lineup, what we all call for it. We weren't really too sure, Dylan, whether Farke was going to go with the 3-5-2, especially after City, after working so well. And in his pre-match ahead of Chelsea, he spoke about, again, the base formation not really meaning much. So that could have put a couple of Leeds fans on the edge, including myself. We all kind of thought, is he going to stick with the 4-3-3? And now with Dan James being injured as well, does this mean we're going to see Brendan Aronson start on the right wing? So when the team lineup came out, you see Bial, you see Rodon, you see Stroke in there, you're like, lovely. We're going with the 3 at the back. This is going to suit us. 6 minutes in, Dylan, a set piece again. We're starting to look good at set pieces now, aren't we? A real threat. And what a run it was from Bial, Dylan. Lovely little run to the front post. cracking header. Didn't even just meet it and glance it on. He really went with a lot of power. And there's no way Sanchez is keeping that out. And you're just in dreamland, Dylan. What a start. And a start that you want against a side like this so you can hold on to something. Gave us a full hold in the game straight away, 6 minutes in.
You've done the hard work of getting up to the pitch, up that far. So, like, in the game, you know, as you said, 6 minutes in. And then, you know, you go back to Leeds probably a few years ago, certain set pieces, whether it's free kicks or corners, you know, let's be honest, lads, anytime we seen them, we were kind of like, it's literally just a free kick. Like, this isn't going anywhere. It's not going to happen. Like, to try and get a goal from a different angle or a different approach. So you have to give the lads applauded for getting the ball up there in the first place, to win the corner, and then a beautiful cross from Anton Stack. And then, as you said, Jacobi ought to come across the run that he made. Down marking him at all. He just couldn't catch him. And a pure power header. And as you can see, Sanchez actually slaps it into the net with the power. It was already in the back of the net. There was no stopping it. So, yeah, great applaudits. It was a brilliant goal. Nothing Chelsea could do. They're shy anyway. And we had 3 points.
Yeah, it was quality. And then Dylan Murray in Dreamland, out Tanaka, like, what a goal. Delighted by him personally as a player as well, Dylan, because he was under a little bit of criticism coming into the Premier League and being injured that as well, and all the team. It looked like, you know, he was kind of the forgotten man. But that strike last night, Dylan, absolutely sensational. Opens up his body, has a crack. He'd few minutes before that where he had an opportunity to pull the trigger in. He didn't. The crowd said shoot, and he didn't. He decided to pass it. But this one, he unleashed on Dylan. What a superb strike that was into the back of that. Great goal.
He was frustrating me. I wasn't angry with him. He was frustrating with me because he was the only one that have shots. And every single shot that he did, or it was a volley, he was slashing it, or it was going, you know, out for a goal kick, or he mishit it, or it was deflected, or blocked, or wherever it may be. And it was just very, very frustrating. And then, obviously, when you see that he was in the pocket, Tanaka's in the pocket like that, you know, he had them in the pocket, but he was in the pocket.
Well, I think that's a position, Dylan, we should see him play, because we know how tight he is on the ball. He can pick a pass. He can definitely crack a shot. So that's why I think he's a little bit better that further forward now. Look, he's not necessarily going to play the number 10, but definitely that support now to that front two, Meche Calvert-Lewin, or if it's going to be Piero Calvert-Lewin, whoever it's going to be. I think he's definitely the one for that support. I'd like Stack a little bit more kind of defensive. I do think he's big, he's stronger there. You can see that it's more suited to his game as well, being that little bit more deeper. And Tanaka's much better, kind of being given that license to be able to get forward, and you can see that. And I think we'd get a couple of more goals from him as well than we did see in the championship, that he's well able to score these type of goals. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. And okay, we know that we're missing Sean Longstaff at the minute. He's obviously out through the injury, so that was obviously going to be a massive miss for Leeds United. But this man has came in, Dylan, and again taking the opportunity with both hands. And now Sean Longstaff is going to have a real tough task in his hand to try and get back into this team as well. So really good signs at the minute, Dylan. Really positive signs, and we needed this as a fan base, because it was starting to get a little bit doom and gloom, wasn't it, there a couple of weeks and a lot of defeats in a row.
It's just hard, like, being a Leeds fan and being so depressed, you know, with whatever the performances is or injuries, etc. But yeah, as you said, Tanaka to come in there and do what he does best, you know, when his name is called upon, he does what he does best, and that's just putting a great shift, and he did. And apart from his goal as well, I just thought it was his movement off the ball and on the ball was Tanaka, what we seen in the championship, but he made it look so easy.
Brilliant.
Man could turn water into wine. But when you look at the actual goal itself, I thought immediately live when I seen it, I thought he actually wrapped his foot around it. He didn't. He smashed it. He absolutely smashed it. And there was no stopping it. And it was a great finish. Great to get into that area, as you said, in the pocket. And
we're in dreamland then.
Really
2-0 up just before half time as well.
I think if anyone is negative, where you put all the Daniel Farke stuff aside, you have to be pleased with this win, lads.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is why you're a Leeds United fan, not because Daniel Farke or whatever manager in charge of Leeds United. It's nights like this. Tony Martin says 6 of our starters, all new recruits. Looks like they're all bedding in. All bedding in so nicely now, getting to know each other's game. Be all prime example. He mopped everything up last night. He did, and it was great to see James Justin coming on, get a little bit of a cameo. Sebastian Borneo getting onto the pitch as well. So I totally agree with you with this one, Tony. It's good to start to see these players being rotated a little bit more, and that's what Daniel Farke has to do, because there was times in the championship as well, he really stuck to that starting 11 and only a couple off the bench. He wasn't really a man for rotating it, and you need that in the Premier League. You need a little bit of rotation, so it was fantastic to see these players last night. So, as you said, it's maybe they're just starting to bed in. It took them a little bit of time, and maybe we're just starting to see the fruits of that now. It's one game. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to continue this over the next couple of months, especially over a Christmas period as well. That's when it's you come out the other side of Christmas, Dylan, outside the bottom three, you give yourself a real chance then.
Yeah, real chat. Look, we just need to keep grinding out these wins, lads, and like obviously, it's away from home that seems to be our rocky boat kind of moments, but Elland Road is a fortress. It was brilliant seeing that last night. Even when I predicted Roy came on as well. Like, no one stopped singing, sing for Leeds, stand up. It
was hostile last night, Dylan, wasn't it? There's nothing better than that when the players, the fans, and everyone's all on side. It's Elland Road. It's very hard to get on top of, isn't it? It was just unbelievable last night. You could hear it was hostile from minute 1 to minute 90. And it was like the players and the fans were feeding off each other. And when it's like that, it's the best place in the world.
Well, I have to give you a applaud as well, Darren, because you did not only get the score prediction right, you did predict this about 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. I don't
know why it stood out, Dylan. I don't know why. I was just thinking that's a real opportunity. Chelsea travelling up from London Wednesday night under the lights, Elland Road. It'll be absolutely hopping. That's when teams crumble, and I was wondering, like, could Chelsea kind of handle that pressure coming up to Leeds? And I always felt like it was a little bit of an opportunity as well as Saturday, Dylan. I genuinely believe this, and I'm not just saying this. I genuinely believe Leeds United can turn anyone over at Elland Road. When we work in tandem, the fans and the players, when we work together, we could beat anybody on our day. It's away from home. You mentioned it there. That's where our issues was being, and under Farke, that's where our issues of being away from home. We've seen a lot of poor away performance. So if we can just tighten up a little bit away from home, maybe start picking up a point here or there, and at home keep doing that business. Hopefully it's enough to see us all right. As mentioned there in the chat, West Ham and Scum are playing each other tonight. It's still 0-0. So I don't want to say this, but hopefully Manchester United do us a favour tonight and keep them down there as well. Let's get into a couple more of the comments, Dylan, before we get into the rest of the goals. Morning and evening, bros. Great result. Best thing, it was 6:15 kickoff, so I had the whole day to enjoy it. Love that, pal. Watched it 3 times already. Let's get back up on it on the weekend. Absolutely, pal. Amazing commitment all the way over the other side of the world. I think it's Australia. Is Australia or New Zealand? Yeah, Danito getting up that early to watch Leeds United is absolutely fantastic. We're all absolutely everywhere, Leeds United fans. Emma Oliver says, hello, boys. What a win. All Leeds, aren't we? We certainly are, buddy. Absolutely fantastic win that was. Michael says here, 2 up front. We really need a like for like in addition in January for DCL and Meche. Both start, or a Pirro and Okafor don't cut it. Yeah, I actually probably think I agree with you there, Michael. I would like to see someone in that striker position now come in January, especially if we revert to that 3-5-2. Then it'd be nice to have another option in there, wouldn't it? Especially one of them boys get both of them are a doubt now for Liverpool, aren't they? So if one of them get injured, it'd be nice to have something similar on the bench, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. It'd be no harm. I think they need to look at it across the board. Especially if we start picking up wins in this sort of formation and really start to find our feet going forward. It'd be up to the 49ers and Daniel Farke to allude to certain positions that would need strengthening. And look, let's be honest with you. You might as well say the wing positions do need to be looked at a little bit, considering injuries and form, etc. I understand that, but it'd be no harm at all. I want to see. I was really happy that Pirro and obviously Okafor and Sebastian Bornau came on. Regardless if we were winning or losing that game, we need to start rotating, bringing players in, start getting minutes in each individual legs. And for that competition, look, let's be honest, lads, Okafor came on. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have got that goal. Calvert-Lewin wouldn't have got that goal. He was the one that won the ball back. He was the one that chased down the keeper, slid in, came underneath Sanchez, and Calvert-Lewin tapped it in. So just start rotating players. That's what I want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Was it Calvert-Lewin? Sorry, real quick. He's suffering with calf issues, isn't it?
Yeah, Meche hamstring, and yeah. So hopefully it's going to be a late call for both of them, but hopefully they are okay. One quickie: every blue moon doesn't save a troubled marriage. Absolutely, pal. Every blue moon doesn't save a troubled marriage. Sorry. one win in a blue moon doesn't mean everything is all good. Don't be fooled. The 49ers need to get rid of Farke. Yeah, look, absolutely, one win doesn't change it whatsoever. But again, Liam, I'm one of them there. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy Leeds United beating Chelsea because we've been in the doldrums for so long as a fan base, haven't we? So you enjoy it when they come on. So I haven't even thought about, Daniel Farke. Like, whatever happens with him now. I just want Leeds United to put points on the board and come safe. They done that last night against Chelsea, and hopefully do the same thing again against Liverpool. And if Daniel Farke does start to get results, whatever happens, it is what it is. Owen says 3-5-2 versus Liverpool again, and it gives us a fighting chance. Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, it does, buddy. I totally agree with you, Zal. And we look so much better. So much better. Loved how rattled Leeds Twitter and TikTok have made Chelsea fans. I've seen it as well today. I went on briefly because obviously with the little lad being in hospital, I'm usually straight on Twitter and straight on the Chelsea backs. And I seen a good bit there last night, and it was just, it was a joy to behold. It was absolutely fantastic. I did leave one comment on the main Chelsea one saying so-called title contenders and just a lot of laughing faces, and that got a good few nibbles. So I enjoyed that one. That was a good bit of crack.
It's great, isn't
it? All right, lads, what a game that was last night. What a night. Plenty of more games to be played. Enjoyed last night 100%, Paul. Absolutely, yeah. You have to enjoy them. You're right, Shane. You have to enjoy when these moments like this come around the football. You have to enjoy it. Right, Dylan, let's move on. So into the second half, we had an opportunity, Dylan, just before Pedro Neto gets their goal. There was an opportunity where the ball was brought in, swung in by Jayden Bogle, Lucas met it, and it was very, very close. Leeds could have been 3-0 up.
Great save.
Only a couple of minutes into the second half. We were very, very unlucky with that one. So, as I said, it could have been more. And in typical fashion, you worry then they go down the other end. They get one back and it's 2-1, and you're thinking, oh, it could have been 3-0 at the other end a few minutes ago. Now it's 2-1. So you are kind of fearing the worst as Leeds fans naturally there. But you mentioned it a little bit earlier on, Dylan. Again, we were particularly poor for this goal, weren't we? It came all the way across from the opposite side. I think Bogle was done a little bit too easy. Boy Garnacho, he dinks the ball right across her back post, and Gabby Goodmonson is just, he's ball watching again, Dylan. It's something he needs to scrub up on, because Neto is his man, and it's an easy finish for him. But we need to be wary of that, and especially in this 3-5-2, we need to be watching what's coming in behind us now.
It was actually before even Bogle got the ball there, and I'm going way back. If you rewind back, we have possession. The ball was being knocked around between Stack, Gabby, and someone else. But anyway, the ball was right at the touchline, and Gabby kind of just half-arsed tried to pass it, loses the ball, and then all of a sudden then they're on the attack. As you said, then you fast forward. It's over on the right, on the left-hand side. Bogle's up against them. And then, yet again, Gabby is. So not only is it the forward bit that he let down, it was also the defending side. So, and I've seen a lot of people being very harsh. Like, he needs to kind of cut that out of his game. But other than that, I actually thought he played very well, to be fair. But yeah, that's something that he needs to scrub up on. Then, obviously, you bring other players into it. Bogle could have done better. Not letting the cross come in. How did the ball get to that side from one side of the pitch to the other? So, it's a collective.
Yeah, just they definitely need to be wary of that as well, especially in that new formation, that 3-5-2. We need to be watching what's coming in at the back now, because teams are going to have a look at that. Evening, lads. Great game, still buzzing. I guess we all can agree in the fact that we are all more than happy to be proven wrong when things work out for us. Absolutely. Look, we're not proven wrong yet. I presume you mean in regards to Farke, I would say. We're not proven wrong just yet. And as it was mentioned earlier on the chat, one win doesn't change absolutely everything. He needs to start doing this consistently if he's going to have any hope of turning this around, buddy. But we were calling it for weeks, weren't we? Everyone in this chat, all the regulars, all the mods in this chat, we're all saying the same thing, Dylan, that, the 3-5-2 suited us weeks ago. It's a real head scratch why Farke didn't do it a couple of weeks ago when we were in that little bit of bother and that little bit of trouble, and persisting with the 4-3-3 with Brendan Aronson. You're thinking it was time to change it, wasn't it? Particularly after Burnley, that's when I felt it needed a shake up, and he persisted with it away at Brighton. He persisted with it away at Nottingham Forest, and you're thinking this needs a shake up, Daniel. So it should have been done weeks ago, but anyway, look, we're here now. Mike Tyson experience Tuesday night, then flight to Leeds Wednesday flight to Leeds yesterday morning. You've had some weekend of it then, pal. Yeah, Dylan, so we get back into the game. Obviously, Pedro Neto gets them back into it, 2-1. It was the game that I wouldn't say that Chelsea then took complete control of the game.
No,
they did have a couple of chances. I remember one with Cole Palmer as well. It was cut back to him. Then it was a real opportunity for him to make it 2-2, just wide of the post. And and you're thinking, then, right, we've got away with it here. But it was fantastic. And to go up the other end, you mentioned it a little bit earlier on there as well. The Calvert-Lewin goal, great for him to get his first goal at Elland Road as well. That's 3 so far for Leeds. But great bit of pressure from Okafor, Dylan. We've kind of seen that before the last time with Brendan Aronson as well. I think it was Mendy that was in goal for Chelsea when he nicked it back off him 3-1, Dylan. And then you kind of know then you're like, it's going to be our night.
It was nice, yeah. When they scored their goal, as I said, every Leeds fan, even the board, manager, players, they're gonna get back into this. It seemed to, because they came out from the traps in the second half. But as I said, they didn't really constantly give us pressure, whether it was Elland Road, whether it was an instruction from the manager. We were simply bare. There's no other way of beating it around the bush. They seemed slacky, slow, etc. And that goal right there kind of prove it. They were knocking it around the back thinking that they were Real Madrid, and really they're not anywhere near that type of standard. And Okafor sniffed it out and done a load of running around, wins the ball back, a little bit of a heavy touch. Sanchez comes out, slides in, goes underneath Sanchez, and Calvert-Lewin's there to stop, put it away in the back of the net. So Chelsea are shy.
And it felt like that after that, Dylan. It felt like we were on the front foot then after that, and you're thinking then like it could have been 4, like it could have been 5, like we had them exactly where we want them. Elland Road was hopping, and it's a night, Dylan, for me. Definitely, it's one of them for me. Will live long in the memory. It was mentioned there by DV4 in the chat. Best performance and probably the best game we've seen Leeds United play in a couple of years, especially against Chelsea, like massive rival, a team we'd absolutely love to beat as well. It was almost a perfect night, only for their goal. It would have been the perfect night, wouldn't it?
Trina would have been the icing on the cake, yeah. But I think regardless, the players, the fans, Daniel Farke, the board, everyone that's associated with Leeds United right now is on cloud 9 for the simple reason is we're starting to utilise new players into this team and integrate them into it. We were home, we were against a team that we hate, and we won 3-1. And now we have another top 6 opponent come Saturday, with signs of them struggling, with signs of us improving week in, week out. You go back to Man City, like, let's be honest, lads. Anyone that is watching, just leave Farke out of your mind for a minute. You go to the second half of Man City. We upped the tempo. We looked at it. They had to cheat to win, because that's what they're best at doing, is cheating every season that they've been in.
Good to see that you're over it, Dillo.
Yeah. Then you fast forward, obviously, to Chelsea, same thing again. Like myself, you talk about Daniel Farke out, etc. Put all that aside, we beat Chelsea 3-1. Now we fast forward to Saturday with injuries and all, go, oh well. If we win, lads, against them, it was right what I said and what everyone has said. We put it up against these so-called top 6 clubs, and we obviously, whatever about Man City, we lost, but a great performance in the second half.
Yeah.
Great performance last night. Hopefully a great performance on Saturday. There's no reason that we shouldn't stay in the Premier League.
Yeah. Still going to be tough if we have to do it. Dylan, I have to give a special mention to this man, Ethan Ampadu, because I thought he was absolutely outstanding last night, Dylan. He was so good. Done everything a captain should do in there. And some of his tackles he's putting in, particularly the one on Neto when it was over to the corner, close to the West Stand, where there was a couple of tackles flying in, and his smashing tackle on Pedro Neto just emphasised and probably showed what type of night Ethan Ampadu was having yesterday. He really led. Outstanding for me. Absolutely deserved man of the match yesterday, and he was really back to his best yesterday, Dylan. Something that we've been missing from him over the last couple of weeks when we've been struggling. So it's good to see him back, and he needs to be doing that more consistently now, doesn't he? He was
so direct there, so direct yesterday, last night. But I don't know about you, lads. I kept a close eye on him because I heard that tick in the gantry, Gary Neville talking about, he was actually like sounding like a little girl towards the Chelsea players and how they were so slow coming out at the back, and it kind of made me allude to it. I'm going to watch Ampadu for the next 15 minutes. He put his foot on the ball, and it was gone. He wasn't trying to run. He wasn't trying to run back. And what else I did like, lads, to be fair, when we did find that bit of pressure where Chelsea were kind of moving up the pitch, they were just smashing it back to Perry. And Perry was getting it. Wasn't even taking a touch and just booming up the pitch. That's the right way to do it. Simple as that. Do not give yourself any way, shape, or form danger. And Ampadu dictated the game really, really well for me last night. So, nothing but praise. If he didn't get the player of the match, I probably would have given it to Yakibial, because I thought he was phenomenal as well.
Yeah, I thought Ampadu deserved it though. Dylan.
I know he did.
Thought he was outstanding. I think we need 3 quality signings in January up there to up our game. Yeah. January is going to be a big one, pal. I just don't see it. I just don't see 3 coming in.
Right.
I think we'd be lucky to get 1, pal. If I'm
I think the 49ers will be looking at this now and going, "No, we don't need anyone. We're all right."
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one come January what they could do. I would be very surprised if we got 2 or 3, pal. I think we'd be lucky to get 1, but we have to see. You have to see. You just never know. All right, lads, just in the door from work. What a feeling after last night's superb performance and down here. Spare performance and shows that the team is capable to set up correctly. Absolutely, Leeds, Troy. But we seen that, didn't we, against City? We know that these players can do it. And I think, let's be honest, I think that's why we were all frustrated over the last couple of weeks before Man City, is that we know that this group of players can do a lot better than what they were shown over the last couple of weeks, particularly away to Brighton and Forest. That's why we were so wound up, because we know they're better than that and we expect better than that. So then when you go out and you do it against Manchester City and Chelsea last night, you're like, why couldn't we put this type of performance in, this type of commitment in against these players? Like, although the 3-5-2, I think, is certainly a game changer and helps us out, I don't think it's solely down to the base formation that were a million times better. Couple of them games as well, Dylan, the heart wasn't in the game as well. We weren't tracking our runners, letting it bypass our midfield far too easy. Like, that has a part to play in as well. We know what Farke means, that it's not just a matter of changing the 3-5-2 and everything's all happy and rosy and everyone's running around and working for each other. It is a collective as well. You do need the players to take it onto the pitch as well. And the 4-3-3 the last couple of weeks was just not working. So it's great to see now, Dylan. Hopefully he does stick with it. And if it does need a bit of a shake-up, then, well, we know we have that flexibility there that we can drop into a 4-2-3-1. We can drop into a 4-3-3. Or we can play this 5-3-2 as well. So it's nice to have that flexibility there. It's something we've been crying out for a long time as a fan base, is that Farke is very inflexible. He's very rigid. Now we have this. We know we have that flexibility there. He's going to have to rotate players. If he's going to play the 3-5-2, we're going to need a little bit more rotation in this side. And it's a good thing. That's a good thing. So positive signs. Don't get carried away ourselves, but there certainly is positive signs there.
It's simply down to not having a plan B. We talked about this loads of times when we're trailing a game or looking to get the extra goal and formations, etc. Or rotations of players, or waiting for the 70th minute to bring on players. They score a goal, whatever team that we play against, and all of a sudden then, we're chucking on a load of strikers for the last 20 minutes to see if we can make an impact. So it's great to see now that he can go, right, well, that's not really working, let's go to a different formation, bring on certain individuals to utilise that formation. So it's great to see that he has a plan B. Let's be honest with you. We know what we get from 4-3-3 or 4-3-2-1. We know what it does. And for them type of formations, you need that little bit of quality going forward. We just simply haven't got it at this time on, whether it's injuries with Darren James going out, whether it's just bad before.
I'd even say, Dylan, with them, like, even if you had Willie Nanto and Dan James fully fit, I still don't think we have the players to do that. It's a very tough formation to play that 4-3-3, and it demands a lot from his wingers, to create that little bit more quality, and it demands a lot from that striker as well. Like, Liverpool were the best at it years ago on the Klopp when they had Mane, Firmino and Salah. Them front three played it perfectly. And I just don't think we have the players to do it. But this suit just still in 2 big men up front. And Tony Martin says it there as well. The direct approach. And that's the way football has swung in the last 18 months. It's gone back to the long throws into the box, kicking along, getting in behind. Not so much route one, Sam Allardyce sort of football, but just going a little bit more direct and playing to your strengths, Dylan. That's a massive thing in the game, is to play to your strengths. Don't play a certain way because it's a vision that you have. You need to look at the group of players. And Sean Dyche is probably one that you look at, Dylan. Like, anywhere that he's gone, he looks at the group of players he has and plays the football that suits them. And that's all you want from the manager. And it's mad that from a fan base, like, literally everybody was saying, us here in the chat across other Leeds YouTube channels on social media, everybody was saying it. Go with the 3-5-2. This is going to suit us weeks ago, and he done it against Manchester City. So
he's calling it out since Bogle went on his runs. Like, forget about Gabby for a minute. Whatever, 3 or 4 games into the season, our main threat was Jayden Bogle.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to utilise that, and Farke also alluded that into his press conference. Not only can play right back or wing back, he can play actually right wing as well. So there's another option to be thrown into the mix as well. So it's great. I'm on cloud 9, and obviously I'm going to Leeds tomorrow night. So I'm buzzing. I'm on my own. Obviously, you're coming over Saturday morning. We're going to the game. Shout out to my cousin Dean. Obviously, he's living in Glasgow. He's coming down. So we're going to go on a few points and wreck ourselves, and hopefully Leeds get 3 points as well.
We're going to have to put like a little dog tag on you now tomorrow night. You know that?
Put a dog tag on Dean. Not me. You'll be all right.
If anyone sees Dylan knocking around Leeds, just return him back to the Mill pub. That's where he belongs. You push them back there. DV4 says there's a rumour going around that Ten Hag met with the 49ers. That's why the odds have dropped so low on them. Yeah, look, it's hard to tell. And wasn't there talk Bose Fenton? They met with Bose Fenton or secretly messed with Bose Fenton, and that they touch base with Brendan Rodgers as well. It's hard to tell, DB4, isn't it? There's always going to be these rumours. I've just kind of said to myself, because I was driving myself mad about the managerial situation and Daniel Farke and getting pulled into a lot of comments, and I was just like, you know what, I just want to concentrate on Leeds United. I don't care who's in charge. I just want Leeds United to do well on the football pitch, and as long as that happening, Dylan, I don't mind whatsoever. But Dylan, that's Chelsea done and dusted. Easy one, that one. Easy 3 points in the bag. Title contenders and all that they say. But Dylan, we look forward. We'll preview Liverpool a little bit. Obviously, as you said, you're flying over tomorrow by yourself, flying over Saturday. But my feelings, Dylan, towards the game that there's absolutely no reason whatsoever why Leeds United can't go out there and do the exact same what we've done to Chelsea and pick up 3 points. I think out their last 11 away games, Liverpool have lost 7. And they're not in a good feat whatsoever. Sunderland very nearly turned them over at Anfield as well. So they're not in a good faith at the minute. The fan base are on their back. Slot is having a bad time of it. Prime to go straight at them and go for the juggler. Exactly what we've done against Chelsea out there. High tempo, high energy. Elland Road, hostile, late kick off on a Saturday. It's prime. 3 points.
Under the lights, it's there. 3 points is right. Well, it's probably 12 or 13 points now on the way. I'm going to put down them. But, I mean, 3 points for Leeds, hopefully. But Farke alluded to it in his press conference as well. You talk about Van Dijk and Konate. They're in poor form at the minute. Salah's not playing. You've Isaac is back. That's what everyone's saying. He's back. He scores 1 goal and he's back all of a sudden. Like he's the main man.
Do you know what I mean? There's Calvert-Lewin free, more goals than him. Do you know what I mean? He's on free. What did he cost Liverpool? 150 million or something like that. Lucas Meche as well. Top goal scorer, 4 goals. You know what I mean? Sometimes more expensive doesn't mean better. Do you know what I mean?
No, not at all. And then obviously Wirtz, if that's what you call him, he's going to stop start. He obviously had a chat yesterday with he's doing a pretty little kind of interview with him, and he's back. Yeah,
same amount of goals as Brendan Aronson. I mean, it's Brendan Aronson's worth 130 million. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah, no, they were just talking about Wirtz, whatever his name is. That about his goal, even though it was an own goal. He got in the right position, but it's been a stop-start for him as well. And I know of a lot of friends that are Liverpool fans, and they're just going red in the face listening to me talk about this, which is he's not great, lads. Let's be honest with you. You're not great at all.
It's great to see. Let's see what happens. Let's see. We'll try not get too giddy and get ahead of ourselves, because football can bring you right back down there.
It's 4-0 now, watch.
We could be on cloud 9 on Saturday, or we could bang straight back down to earth on Saturday after the game. So we'll see what happens. My only worry is tiredness could be an issue for Saturday. Yeah, it is a very quick turnaround now, Don James. Exactly, it is. And Farke obviously said it in his press conference today, where a few of the boys, struggling a little bit as well, and there's going to be late calls. That's the only, the bad thing. You're probably maybe wanted Leeds to play Tuesday night for this game on Saturday. It is a quick turnaround. We imagine today would have been a recovery session, probably a light one then tomorrow, and then it's into the game on Saturday. So it is a very quick turnaround. And look at lads, let's be honest, this was the period that we looked at in the run up to it that was going to be a tough period for Leeds United. And over the course of these 2 games, even if you had said you'll come out with 3 points, you probably would have taken a really good performance against City. Unlucky not to get a point there. 3 points against Chelsea. You know what I mean? We could easily come out with 6 points, out of 9 against Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool. What a fantastic return that would be as well. But we need to continue.
We seem to always put it up to the big boys. The big top 6 clubs, the ones that really rule the roost, but they're all shy at the minute. But we'll just see how we go. I'm just like, you put Farke aside, etc. It's simply the lads we're playing to their strengths. They're in bad form at the minute. We're at home, so there's no reason that we shouldn't be. We should be sniffing this out and going for the jugular. No questions asked.
A nice early one again, Dylan. That would really, imagine Elland Road bouncing then, do you know what I mean? Get a nice early goal.
Honestly, I really am. I'm being, I can't think of the word. I'm being greedy. towards myself because I'm going. I want to see an early goal. I want to see a thumping. I really do.
Yeah,
That's it. No disrespect. Like, it's just I want to see Liverpool get smashed.
Michael says here, Brendan, unused sub. Someone needs to check that Farke's temperature. What's going on? I thought that myself straight after the game as well when I seen Brendan Aronson coming onto the pitch as well. I was like, he didn't get on the pitch today. So possibly the outside noise, and he's eventually starting to listen to the fan base. But look at absolutely dubious as a Leeds United fan at the minute, and why wouldn't you be after beating Chelsea? Back into work tomorrow, and I have a couple of Chelsea fans that I definitely have to stick the boot in tomorrow. But as we said, we try. We'll try not get too carried away because it is only one game. You have to follow it up now. But some positive signs eventually for Leeds United after Man City and after Chelsea. Dylan, you want anything else to say before we wrap up and say goodnight?
We have to enjoy it, lads. I'm just genuinely joking. For all the Chelsea fans that are watching it, which is none in here, and all the Liverpool fans that are watching it, which is none in here, I am genuinely only joking to a certain degree.
You're not. You're not.
Not one bit. I have to enjoy it. We've been miserable for the last couple of weeks with games and performances and managers and etc. So I should be allowed to be a bit happy. This is why I'm a fan. This is why you watch your team play football week in, week out. For not like the win itself, but even the energy in Elland Road. Like, people just
football, emotion. It's all about emotion. I text a mate of mine, Dylan, you know him, text a mate of mine, Keane, there, saying a relegation dogfight now on Saturday. I was really starting to put the boot in already. But we'll see what happens. You just never know in football. And look at a week is very short in football. Before Manchester City, we were burning it all down. And look at we're all a lot happier, a couple of weeks later. So you just never know. But that's it from us, guys. We leave it there. The match preview for Liverpool will be out tomorrow. Probably try and have that out for about 8, 9 o'clock. Dylan is heading over to the game, so it will be just myself and that. So make sure you do check that out as well, guys. So that's it from us, guys. So mind yourselves, mind each other. We catch you in the next one.